feeder. Come back around on XFM 104.9. You're listening to Ricky Gervais.
I'm with him as well, Steve Merchant.
I was thinking of dropping that.
What?
Thinking of dropping that, just going, because it's just too, that's all that. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington too. I mean, get to the music, so it's, hi, I'm Ricky Gervais, this is XFM.
Sure.
Here's Radiohead.
Yeah.
Some don't come out, that was Radio on XFM, I'm Ricky Gervais. Tony Blair, what's he all about?
Yeah.
That sort of,
Snappier.
Fast, because I quite, on a serious note, and you've always been saying it, I listened to an old show, because when Karl was compiling those things, I listened to an old show, and I listened to me, and I'm really concentrating now, because I sounded like the most inarticulate, brain-damaged older drunk I have ever heard given a show.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked. Not finishing sentences, leaving out words, slurring, just doing noises that you understand because you know me.
Yeah.
So I'm really gonna make an effort for the listener.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, is it? You're gonna give up after about 3
But I
records.
thought you were joking. And I thought it was like, oh, he's taking it there. Did it then, you see?
Again, I don't quite know what that sentence meant.
No, but...
Well, of course, I've got also your body language and your facial gestures, but obviously the listeners have got nothing else. They've just got the voice. They've just got the voice for it. That's all they've got. That's all they can rely on.
Yeah.
And when Karl Pilkington is the man holding the show together,
when he's the
that's
most
quite damning.
articulate.
Exactly. Exactly.
How did I come across?
You came across as lovely. I mean, I did an interview yesterday, right? And I was trying to describe you to this journalist, and I was going, it's like a cat can talk. Because the things you say, I just want to know what your world is. You know when a cat comes in, you go, where have you been? And it looks as you're like, you know, it can nearly understand you. And you went, oh, I wonder, I'd love to know what that cat thinks. And with you, it's almost like we've got one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you like that?
You can also lick your own testicles, I think, can you? So, yeah.
Should we play the Doves? Doves, Caught by the River on XFM 104.9. You're listening to Ricky Gervais. Welcome. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday.
Were you asked to appear on Celebrity Fat Club?
No, no.
Was there
I
any?
wasn't.
Was there? Seriously, did an invite come
No,
in?
I don't think they did. I knew about it and I was waiting for the call and I was going to be insulted, but it didn't come.
Didn't come.
It didn't.
How much are you looking forward to it? I'm quite excited about it.
I
really
am
am
excited to it. Yeah.
I don't know if people know. Are you aware of this, Karl? This is this Celebrity Fat Club. It's a new one of those reality shows. It's 10 celebrities, I think. They're all overweight, and they've got to lose weight over the course of the series.
And they're celebrities.
And they're celebrities.
That's why they've called it that.
Celebrity Fat Club.
So who've they got?
Well, I'm very excited because one of them is, you know, that guy who was in Pop Idol but didn't win in the end, that really big fat guy, Rick Waller, Fats Waller, as I call him. And I was reading about him on the web earlier. It says he's been told to lose 17 stone because they reckon he might be dead by the age of 40 if he doesn't lose weight. Seriously.
How old is he now?
I don't know how old he is. He's only in his 20s, isn't he?
Well, that's still a good
But
20 years of cake eating.
it says he was shocked to find he weighed 31 stone when he stepped on the scales at the start of the show.
31 stone.
31 stone. But I love
That's
the fact.
really big.
I like the fact it says he was shocked to find he weighed it.
Yeah.
I had no inclination.
I kept my eye off the ball. There, didn't I?
Exactly.
That must be all those breakfasts.
I haven't stood on the scales for years, and I didn't know how much I weighed. Rick told the Sun.
31 stone, right? That is having a man on your back and carrying a man in your arm. Just basically two men going everywhere.
It is obscene because he looks. Have you seen him? He looks like one of those people who's wearing one of those inflatable sumo outfits.
Yeah.
He's just a little head and like a sort of. Oh,
we're not having a go at fat people.
I'm having a go at him, Rick.
No, because it might be glandular. It's not. It's breed.
Exactly.
Do you know what? This is true. When I did that Room 101, and I did one they cut out completely. I don't think I'd cut it out on taste. I think it was just too long. And one of the ones I put in was fat people who say it's glandular, right? And they'd done the research, and 2% of obese people can claim it's glandular. The rest, they just eat too much.
But the thing about Waller is he was going on the telly going, it's good, what a wonderful role model I am for people who don't conform to the usual pop star sort of stereotype. No, you're not a role model for anyone. You are a fat pig of a man. I'm sorry, but you are... No, Rick,
but
be honest with you, it is obscene.
It's not his weight that disturbs me more, it's his gums.
Well...
they've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Haven't they? They have been through a lot.
The weight does concern me slightly. Do you remember when he did his version of I Will Always Love You?
Yeah, but
I thought he was just singing about like a buffet or something.
yeah, outside the chip shop.
Yeah.
Go away, Mr. Waller.
Yeah.
Do people-
Just let me watch the kebab rotate once more.
No. Can I lick the fat off the floor? No, you can't. I just imagine those people who run all-you-can-eat buffets, when they hear him coming, they shut the door.
It's like it's one of those 1920s speakeasy. The front changes into like a laundrette. Just move on, Fats. It's not. I can smell chip fat. No. Move on you go.
But, I mean, we're not Olympic fat Brits. They are also fat. 31 stone is sort of, quite big. But the American, that one, did you see that one? Seriously, we talked about it before. That one on Jerry Springer. And he was 75 stone. Did you see
75 stone?
He was in his bed. Honestly, it looked like a, I don't know, sort of molten lava in his bed. And it was actually sad, and I was really sad, because he was, he was in tears, and he was going, this is it, I'm gonna do it. And Jerry Springer took the wall down, and they had to get him in a special ambulance and everything. But my point is this, right? When he got to say 50 stones, didn't he go, that's a lot, innit?
I gotta be careful.
For a human.
Exactly.
For someone that lives on land.
Yeah.
That is, I'll tell you, the fact is they have to have special weighing equipment, so wasn't that a clue?
That must have been.
The fact they had to get in someone from next door to lift up a bit to tell him how much he weighed.
Yeah, the fact that he featured on the Ordnance Survey map should have been a clue that...
We've given you your own mare.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
Stop
eating.
Oh,
Fats. Always amazing to hear that, isn't it, Rich?
It's
Sugar.
fantastic. It's such a great tune.
I was listening to Copper Blue, the album from which I was taken again. It's just fantastic.
Old
it really
Mouldy.
was. Old Mouldy.
Mouldy old dough, as I call him.
Exactly. Bob.
You've got a real problem with Rick Waller, haven't you?
He turns my stomach.
I know, but don't...
Because he's arrogant as well,
Exactly.
though. That's the problem.
Don't explain to people that...
No, he is a bit arrogant.
It's his whole thing, that it's the whole package, so to speak, that you don't
Well,
like.
there's another thing in this quote, because
it's not just the fact that he eats too much.
He tried, apparently, to lose some weight, and he said, the first month I lost 11 pounds, the next I lost a stone, but in the third my body did somersaults and I put on 9 pounds. I had a slip up. I can't say when, why or how, but it just sneaked up on me.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Don't believe it just sneaked up on him.
That body's never done a somersault in its life.
No. It just sneaked up on him.
Me, yeah.
It was the cakes again.
Yeah.
It was the same old cakes as before. It was exactly the same problem.
Sleep eating.
Yeah.
It's called.
It was the KFC bucket again. It was the family-sized KFC bucket for breakfast.
Dear. Poor man. The other thing is that I don't think that's a very good shock tactic for a doctor to tell a 20-something, well, to be honest, you've got 20 years to live.
Yeah.
That's not... and when I was 20, the thought of dying at 40 was fine.
Yeah.
I didn't want to live to 40. I just thought, oh, what can you do when you're 40?
Yeah.
Just laying around doing nothing.
Eating cheese. And then you got there, and you discovered...
No, but someone sent me...
dream came true.
Sophie here sent me something, and she says, I realise you're not Graham Norton, but I had to send you this. And she sent me the top of a little cream cheesy thing, and it's the brand name is Gervais.
Oh, God, that is... They've named a cheese after you.
I think it's a big French company, and this is from the Czech Republic. It's all over Europe, and so
that would be a dream come true, wouldn't it? If they named a cheese after you?
No, I think it's probably ancestors, and so cheese is in my blood.
Sure,
quite literally.
It literally is. Yeah, another heavy Friday night, was it?
It comes out of pores like those Play-Doh things. Yeah. I can squeeze out different shapes.
Jane, bring the Stilton in. It's Friday night.
This isn't fried.
Exactly.
But yeah, so we can't really have a go at Rick Waller. I eat too much, but
you're not big. I mean, one of the other contestants on the Fat Club, Celebrity Fat Club, is another one is Jono Coleman.
Oh, we love Jono.
Now Jono, I don't know, you know Jono, he's that guy who does he used to be on TV, and I think he does a breakfast show on a rival station, doesn't he?
He's happy, isn't he?
He's so trivia, and he's a really nice bloke, Jono. But
it's funny because he does a breakfast show on Heart, which is wrecking his own. There's a bit of irony.
Oh, I love Carl.
Thanks, Carl.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I love you.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah, that's good.
But we've met Jono a couple of times. We saw him at a couple of, not wishing to say to show off, but a couple of awards dues.
Yeah. Like that's showing off. But like people would have seen dead there.
Well, yeah, but we went to one where everyone was in, like, tuxedos or suits and ties. Not Jono. Jono was wearing a pair of Bermuda shorts.
Big Bermuda
and
shorts. Knee-length Bermuda
shirt.
shorts with just these little...
But I saw him again another time, and he had shorts on at a similar event, and I've seen him since in the street, and he's all... I'm wondering if he can wear trousers. I don't think he can actually wear trousers. I don't know if there's a medical reason for that, whether he's just... his legs are too fat.
I think the material is a waste of money. I think it's just that you can get shorts that big and they're comfortable, and You know, I mean, to be quite honest, I don't want to squeeze into a tuxedo anyway. So if you can go, I'd love to turn up to those things in Bermuda shorts.
Well, of course.
Flip-flops. You know,
But do you think he started off by wearing, maybe he just had the upper half was a tuxedo with the tie
And then the
everything,
shorts for
and the
comfort.
shorts underneath, and he would just have to come in to kind of sneak behind, you know, a sideboard.
Potted plants.
Or a potted plant, or bring his kids ahead of him.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
you
just
are wearing
go-
trousers, aren't you?
You're
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
trousers. Of course I am, yeah.
In you go.
Kids move a bit. Well, no, just leave the,
Exactly.
of course I'm wearing trousers. Why
Of
would
course
I?
I'm wearing
And then he
trousers.
just thought, oh, this isn't fooling anyone.
So now I'm going to make a wacky effort to sort of, you know,
The next
excuse
zone
it.
is, I've heard he's going in a grass skirt and a garland around his, and he's gonna come in limboing.
But you did ask if you could go to the BAFTAs in a dressing gown, didn't you?
Just for ease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Come on.
right, is this talking about diets and stuff, right?
Go on.
They've come up with a drug that, they tested it out on a mouse, right? They said, you know, it's a problem that weight is a big issue in the world, and, you know, a lot of people are depressed, and that, probably like Rick Waller.
Well, I'm
right?
depressed looking at Rick Waller.
Well, you know,
Oh.
I mean, you could sort out Rick by, you know, Jono is an old man, he's got loads of money.
He's not old.
No, but he's getting on a bit, right?
He's about
No, but
my
hang on a
age,
minute.
you-
What I mean is he does his own shopping, right? So I bet it's
Sorry.
hard,
What do you mean?
because he's like, how old is he? 35. Right, he's got loads of money, he does his own shopping, so when he goes to the supermarket and he passes, you know, the sponge cake section, it must be tough when you've got loads of money to burn that you go, oh, just one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Look, we are getting close to libel here, I think.
No, but I'm saying how it is, because
Right.
I've tried, like, losing a little bit of weight.
Have you?
And it is difficult when you're in Waitrose and you see a little chocolate muffin and you think, well, one more and I'll do without...
Do you like a little chocolate muffin now and
Well,
again?
yeah, right.
Is that your favourite thing?
So the thing
a chocolate
is-
and
Let
muffin?
him finish his point.
So the thing is, right, now with Rick, he lives at home with his mum, so why doesn't his mum just say, I'm going to buy less this week, and if you eat it all, you're not getting any more?
Yeah.
That sort that
Does
out.
he
A
live with
short,
his mum?
sharp shot.
I bet he does. I bet he does. 'Cause
So
he-
you don't actually know if this is true or not.
No, but anyway, right, so this drug they've come up with...
They've tested this on mice, haven't they?
They've tested
No, I'm worried if they haven't tested it on mice. 'cause
Thank God for that.
It's definitely been tested on mice.
Definitely.
They fed a mouse a load of cake,
Yeah.
right? And it went a little bit chubby, and they said, right, stop a minute. And then they gave it this drug that makes you lose weight.
Yeah.
And its weight went down, but the only bad side effect was its eyes were popping out.
Well, that seems to be fine then. Let's give it to Jono. There doesn't seem to be any problem.
Oh,
with
let's
that.
yeah, Rick
It's
should get some
I
of that.
love. Yeah, Struth, Doc, look at these. Oh, Jesus, Jono, your eyes are popping out. That happened to the mice. Sorry? That happened to the mice.
But what would
do you mean?
That's the option.
What?
What do you mean that's the option?
So I love the fact that your choice is either be like a fat, happy man who has the odd sponge cake, or a stick man with eyes on stalks. I mean, Steve's chosen that.
All right, calm down.
Oh,
I
sorry,
thought we were
mate.
slagging off Rick Waller and
Sorry,
fat
mate.
people.
Sorry,
Let's
mate,
have a go
I-
at the fat people before we start
sorry.
on me, Rick.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I
You
forgot.
know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah.
Because I got some issues, and body issues, you
I
know.
know.
But I mean, Rick Waller's grotesque, you know.
Yeah, sorry about
I'm
that.
just a little bit weird. I mean, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, should we play a song and?
Well, I'm
sort
just
of-
a little bit offended. That's upsetting. That's upsetting.
Vines out of the way on XFM 104.9. You're listening to the Ricky Gervais Show.
With Steve Merchant and
we've
Karl
got
Pilkington.
to try and get on though.
got
There's
time
not
for that.
enough. No, not enough time. Let's bang on. Let's do some observations. Some maybe some
Yeah.
satirical.
Take a sideways look at the week's news.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Who's the fattest person you know, Carl? Is it an issue for you? Are you concerned about fat people?
Only if I'm travelling somewhere and there's one sat next to you. That
Yeah.
can be a bit annoying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Ricky pointed out a few months ago when I went away, we were talking about plane journeys, and you were saying how it's a bit out of order. When you go on holiday, right, you take your suitcase with you. This is all
Was
right.
I
it's a
saying this
good-
on air though? Is my question? Because there's a reason I don't say things. on air
No. But I
sometimes.
think you've got a good point. It made me think.
Oh no, I know what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's sort of like if you're not allowed to carry hand baggage on because you're a few pounds overweight, but there's a bloke behind you who weighs 10 stone more than you.
Yeah.
Surely the whole package should be weighed.
Yeah.
Like you and your baggage.
Absolutely.
Can
He
be
should have
30
a carrier
stone.
bag, and
So
that's-
I can take on a Labrador and a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
He can take on a towelette
Yeah.
to wipe
Absolutely.
his brow.
Yeah. His sweaty, fatty brow.
Yeah.
No, absolutely right.
So
And that does
yeah.
wind you up, does it?
But I don't. That's the only time. I mean, people can't help it. We don't want to like come across as if we're just having a go at people who've got.
But they can help it. This is what we're saying.
No, but
No,
that's a
because-
little bit.
But I'm talking about obesity. I'm not talking about people who are overweight or have got a problem with eating and so on. I'm talking about people who are obese, because that seems to me to be an indulgence. I mean, I read some statistic.
Oh, God, if we're getting serious, it is a problem, isn't it? Because it's an eating disorder. So what's terrible is laziness and kidding yourself. But the people who have genuinely got a problem.
But it's a
as big
genuine
problem as
concern for apparently
anorexia or-
for the future of our children. Apparently, it genuinely is.
Yeah.
Apparently, it costs. I was reading some statistic that it costs something like. America, it costs them like $119 billion a year or
But
something.
that's not why
because of
people are
obesity.
starving, because fat people are eating all the food.
I'm not
There's still
saying
enough
people are
left.
starving because of fat people.
Oh, you mean?
I'm saying that it's a I'm saying it's a concern. I don't
we
mean that.
meant we'll soon have kids and they're hungry because next door's out all the food.
No, I just mean
Sorry.
that apparently because exercise now, people aren't taking up exercise, kids aren't
Right.
taking up exercise, that we will all be obese in years to come. Not all obese, but
Yeah.
there'll be a big obesity
Well, I
problem.
suppose the natural state for the mammals, we crave fat. We literally crave fat for hard times. But now there are no.
Well, you're all
hard
sat in
times.
offices
But
typing away.
But our body hasn't evolved
Yeah.
to take our social input in. So we still act like mammals, and we eat and we crave it, and we like to store fat.
Yeah.
That's why we have to go jogging, because we don't hunt, we don't do anything. So it's not really their fault. I mean, it is about willpower and sort of like, you know, self. Hate.
But in
all
years
that,
to come, we'll have just pictures, like kids will just have pictures of, they won't have NSYNC on the wall, it'll be like sumo wrestlers.
Oh,
Or,
God. You know sumo wrestlers? I saw this thing about sumo wrestlers. Because they're athletes. They go into this thing because it's a big honour to be a sumo. It's actually
Really?
true, right? Yeah, absolutely true.
Yeah.
So you'd go along and you'd be 9 stone, and they have doctors there, so you have to eat to get big. Right? And this doctor was interviewed, Japanese doctor, and he's going, you know, it is against, you'd think it's against the Hippocratic Oath, but whereas they do it anyway, I do it healthily, so he gives them diets of like, you know, 10 pounds of rice, 9 pounds of fish and things like that, and they get, but now, because it's such an honour, it's almost a spiritual thing to be a great sumo and all that, they have apprentices willing to, you know, like when you're an apprentice, say, runner or something, you have to make the coffee, and when you're working an apprentice in the studio, you have to clean the floor and stuff. Do you know what apprentice sumo's job is?
An apprentice sumo? Go on.
They wipe the sumo wrestler's arse because they can't reach. They literally can't reach.
Rubbish.
Right, we'll give out the
Who's
phone number.
taking that up as a profession?
I know. I imagine that. I'd love to be a sumo wrestler. It's a great honour, and I'd love to work under you.
Sure.
Sure. So, what will I do? Start press-ups first?
There'll be some press-ups, yeah.
Okay,
There
yeah.
will be
What,
some
shall I get into the gym now and,
No, don't before you rush off.
Go on.
You
I'm
will-
starving.
No, I can understand that.
Go on.
Would you mind wiping my arse? Because
Right.
I've just...
Can't reach?
No, I can't get the arms back there. Can't get them down
Okay.
there. So, but I'll be honest with you, a lot of this Oriental food, it doesn't sit well with me.
So
it goes straight through me, to be honest.
So it's quite messy?
It's quite messy down there. It's
Right,
quite runny.
okay,
So
okay.
be careful.
Okay.
You
No, it's a
wear
great
some
honour.
gloves. If you want to wear gloves, wear
I
gloves.
don't want to wear gloves. I don't want to wear gloves.
Well, it's an honour.
This apprenticeship is 2 years, isn't it?
You know, you're not going to take my feces and salad, are you, as souvenirs or
No,
something? 'Cause
no,
it is,
no.
I
I'll be mainly getting fat myself.
Sure.
Wiping your ass.
Yeah.
Great honour.
Yeah, no, good. Well,
Great
no,
honour.
not
If
at
someone
all.
could call in and verify that. Look at Carl looking at us like we've just said the worst thing ever. You
This
say
is
things
true,
like,
apparently.
makes your eyes pop out and putting Forrest Gump in a wheelie bin. Don't look
How
at
did-
us like that. We're talking cultural science here and wiping arses.
Yeah.
So, play a record.
Yeah, it's lowbrow and it's highbrow at the same time, Carl. That's an incredible picture.
Oh, yeah, this is for all you people who like the odd cake. This is Bowie and Sweet Thing. Do you like that?
Nice.
Busters. It's a structured show. It's a new leaf. This show in the new year is going to be structured. Set pieces, hitting our marks. Do you know what I mean? There'll be time checks, weather checks. It's a bit cold out. If you're driving, careful on that. So do the prizes.
Check for traffic, like if it's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, well, again, an arbitrary selection of goodies.
What are those politicians doing?
Was that XFM News?
Yeah.
Right, what have we got? So we've got, for those that are a fan of the movie Donnie Darko, which a lot of people rave about this year, a sort of weird teenage movie, then there's a sort of sweatshirt there.
It is actually quite nice.
It's not bad at all. It's medium, so if you're a bit of a bloater, don't bother to apply unless you've got a friend already. We've also got here a Graham Norton video, certificate 18. So please don't phone up unless, don't email in unless you're above the age of 18.
Yeah.
and that's, I think, the best of his TV show.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
It's a big stiff video, that, isn't it? It's a big stiff cock of a video.
Thanks very much.
I meant
You meant the bird.
Yeah.
There's also a fairly mediocre British wartime thriller, Enigma, which a lot of people, it was hyped for a while, but it's actually interminable. I've seen it. The first series here of The Kumars at number 42 on DVD. I think that's award-winning, so that's available as well. We've got 2 CDs by the look of it. We've got Pulp's Greatest Hits, which I don't think sold very well, and so presumably they are giving that away. And Johnny Cash's current album, American For the Man Comes Around. There's some good cover versions there.
Again, another big sell. A big sell. We're really pushing this.
But it's quite kooky. Johnny Cash here does covers of things including Personal Jesus.
Oh, right.
By Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
We've got Bridge Over Troubled Water, his version of that. Desperado. And anyway, it's not bad. That's probably the best treat in that bunch. And,
right.
I'm assuming there's some questions there, Carl.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
If you're a new listener, the way it works, I'll give you a cryptic clue and some initials, and it sort of makes up a band. Yeah. Makes more sense when you hear it, I reckon.
Not particularly.
Well, not really. Although people do get it. I just worry about the state of our listeners. Go on.
Right, so there's 3 of them. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
It's email only. I repeat, it is email only.
We are too lazy to answer the phone.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go then. Number 1. There's normally 2 easy ones and a difficult one.
Sure.
So here we go. Number 1. Don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind.
Don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind.
Yeah, that's AA.
AA.
That's, yeah. So that's the first one.
He's not going to change his mind. What do you mean, You've got them written out, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about what the answer is, so I didn't write the answer down.
Oh, don't worry, they get it. Yeah, don't worry.
Well, you can't remember it? You came up with it, there's only 3.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
No, it's not weird, it's incompetent.
Right, the second one, anyway, I hope you get this.
I hope you get this. Email in and tell us the answer.
This is a shambles, isn't it?
Hang on a minute.
Keep going.
Go on.
He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. P.
And you don't know
You don't know that is?
I'm sure it'll come to me once I see it on email.
What do you mean? Once they get it, you'll agree with them?
I'll know if it's the one I had down as the answer.
This is brilliant.
Come on,
Imagine Jeremy Paxman doing that, going...
Yeah, University Challenge.
Is that right? Go on.
Right, so that's that one.
Give us that one again.
He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. P.
But you're confused. I don't understand how you can be confused.
Yeah.
Alright, what's the final one?
The third one, I'll have to put that woman in the oven. And that's AB.
Alright, quickly give us them again.
Right, so the first one, don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind. That's AA. He always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That's P. And I'll have to put that woman in the oven. AB.
Alright. So the answers to this week's Rockbusters.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us the clues again and the answers?
Yeah. The first one was don't argue with him, he ain't going to change his mind. The initials there were AA. That's adamant. Adamant.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's good.
That's a good one. Second one, he always gets what he wants and doesn't worry about anyone else. That was P. That was Pixies. Right.
Picks his, it kind of works, yeah.
And the third one,
I'll let you have that one.
I'll have to put that woman in an oven. That was AB. That was Anita Baker.
Anita Baker.
It's good.
Anita Baker.
Anita
Yeah,
Baker.
I'll let you have all 3 today. Sweet Thing. David Bowie.
Beautiful.
Amazing, off Diamond Dogs.
Absolutely.
We went to see him in the week, didn't we?
We did indeed, yeah. This little
Very
exclusive
tiny
gig that Jonathan
little
Ross
gig,
got there
100
for us.
people.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely to see him.
Yeah, lovely to see him again.
Lovely to see Dave again.
Yeah.
No, he's looking good.
He looks great, doesn't he?
He was, yeah. Was he bisexual? Sorry, I don't know why I brought that up.
Sorry, at the gig?
No, it's just the fact, because I know he's married now, isn't he, with a kid and stuff.
Yeah.
But there was some sort of...
Oh, I think, possibly, I don't know, I wouldn't want to...
These pop stars, they dabble with anything, don't they, I suppose? Try anything once, don't they, these rock and roll stars?
But, yeah, so, if anyone knows the truth behind
Yeah,
sumo...
well, how does sumo begin? Because that's what I've never understood how it began as a sport, because it's... Do you know what I mean? Because they are so huge.
Well,
so
I reckon
it's not.
I reckon it was a fat bloke who was picking on a little skinny bloke, and the skinny bloke knew kung fu and jiu-jitsu. He goes, right, let's fight. And the fact was no punching.
Yeah,
And what do
yeah.
you mean? He went, it's just leaning against each other.
Yeah,
And they went,
yeah.
well, you're bound to win. And then I went, right, I've won. He went,
Yeah.
bloke, okay.
Yeah.
And that's how it started. And the fact
He
that
grabbed him. Are you wearing a nappy? Well, I'm pretty big, yeah. I'm having problems now. I can't wipe my
I
arse.
can't wear a tuxedo. I just can't.
Exactly.
I just, that's the next step for John, who's been banned wearing a thong in public. So.
But seriously, if anyone knows how sumo began, I'm genuinely interested. Email maybe ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Just because Carl, what are your thoughts? Where do you think it began? Because don't you think it's an odd sport? I mean, it is a weird.
They've always got nice hair. They seem to care about the hair a bit. Oh,
Sure.
So he's sort of nicely pinned back.
Yeah.
Are you ever asked when people are doing like Sharma's Britain or people are doing like big
Historical programs.
they say we'll ask Karl about this. He might have an opinion.
Yeah.
They've got.
I'd like to see you as a pundit, definitely on those kind of on Newsnight.
It's
Yeah.
just that I think it's a funny one because the whole idea of sport is to keep fit,
Yeah.
and that's sort of, it's a bit
Yeah.
of an odd one, isn't it?
Well, it's the same as sort of like weightlifting. You have to go through all that all year to see if you can push up, something heavier than someone else. But you have to walk round in a golf buggy to for that one.
Yeah.
And take steroids and.
But
God
I
knows
mean,
what.
look, the other day, I don't do much sport. I think living in London, there's not that many areas you can go and. Actually, I'm probably wrong there.
Well, there's all the gyms and sports clubs
I'm
and stuff.
probably wrong
And the
on that
parks
bit.
and the roads.
But look how excited I was going round to your place, Ricky, and you
Yeah.
had a little garden.
Yeah,
I haven't got a garden.
we played
And it was-
football, didn't we?
And we had a little. Well, I did.
No, you were rubbish. I beat you in penalties, 5-2, and then I beat you on knockout. I think 10-4. And he always makes an excuse. He goes, "No, start again." We didn't say that. I'm cracking up.
Steve, have you seen Ricky play football?
No, I've not really seen either.
Right,
of you play
it's
It's
football.
not football. You sort of do it like. It's like when you get a cat and you chuck it some wool, you sort of jump on it and lie on top of it so you can't get it, and then sort of kick it with his feet, lying on the floor.
Really?
No, what I mean is, he fouled me, and I was on one
Are you
hand.
sure he didn't just collapse
Yeah, but
because all the stress and the exercise?
That's the other thing. That's
He
the
just
other thing.
tumbled on the floor,
I let-
Stilton poured out of his mouth.
I was too strong for him.
No.
I was too strong for you.
Yeah, but you didn't last long, did you? It was like if football
I didn't want to
matches, if
last
football
long.
matches went.
They
over-
just bring me on for the first 10 minutes.
Who suggested that you two play football? Did you suggest this, Rick? I
Yeah,
can't
we went
believe
round
it.
there. Yeah, well, yeah. We had to go and football in the garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do we do?
I just had a look at your salamander.
Right, is that euphemism or? Because I know that when I first went to your house, you used to show your genitals to people a lot more than you do now. You definitely used to do that. You used to think that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that you get to a certain age, men of a certain ilk
Yeah,
get to a certain age and just
got it out, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, when Ross came in, he did the same.
Yeah.
It's that weird.
Yeah, I suppose. I thought. Oh, you've seen it
Childlike
now. I thought
mentality.
you've seen it. You know, you weren't impressed the first time, to be
wasn't,
quite honest,
to be honest
Steve.
with you.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's it's
but,
nice.
you
Always
know,
nice.
it's
Always a treat to see.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you make of Ricky's place? What do you make of it?
Again, that's not a euphemism. It doesn't mean that I've got it's like a flat fish.
Yeah.
Do you want to see my place?
Yeah,
There it is.
It's all right. I mean,
You've seen better.
the pictures you've got on the wall. I'm not keen on the same sort of art as you are.
Right.
What
you
sort of
say?
art? Because yours is quite sort of modern art.
He's got this big bit of
Abstract.
canvas with just loads of dark colours on it.
Yeah.
It looks really miserable.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, it sort of brings the place down. If you're going to sell it, that woman on Channel 5, the house doctor, if she came round, she'd say, take that down, and you'll get double for it. It's just, I thought it was like a wall he was
Take that
testing.
down, get that salamander out, and just pop those back in your trousers.
yeah.
It was like he didn't know what sort of colour to use on the wall, so he's like been putting a little bit on. No, that's not good. I'll use like a bit of a darker colour.
Yeah.
And it's just loads of different.
Are you Brian Sewell? Because you're just saying.
So what kind of art do you like? I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I like
Athena.
I like Lowry.
Larry, the worst painter in the world. The most
No.
overrated.
You see, it depends. You're getting excited about
Rubbish.
your stuff you've got on. Lowry, right?
Yeah.
You can look at
He
his,
really is the Brian and Michael.
No.
Of the, well,
but it's real, isn't it? Right?
What do you mean it's real?
It's real. You look at his picture and you see like little disabled people walking about. You see kids
That's not real, then.
playing with like footballs. You've got your dad coming home from work, working in the factory. Got a little dog barking. It's life, right? And you can look at it for like 10 minutes, go away, go and watch telly or something for a bit, go back to it, and you'll see different things in it.
Really? What is it, like one of those magic eyes?
You sure that's not a telly?
Yeah, you've been looking out the window, Carl.
You sure you weren't watching When the Boat Comes In?
People will agree with me. It's better than your stuff that you buy.
This show started off slick.
Yeah.
We had something to say.
No, what are you talking about? We're now discussing art.
We were taking the pick out of fat people, and now it's
And now
all
you've taken it all highbrow, Carl.
play a record. We'll come back to fatties. Right.
Songs of Phrase coming soon.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it this week? What's the phrase?
We're, remember the story I told you ages ago about my neighbour having a horse in their house?
Oh yeah.
Having a horse.
What's happened with that? Lenny Henry doing it as a series.
So,
People nicking your ideas left, right, and centre.
well, that's the phrase we'll be using anyway.
What?
My neighbour had a horse in her house.
How many words is that?
6.
My neighbour had. So, there's no grammar either. My neighbour had horse in the house. My neighbour had horse in house. What is the phrase?
My neighbour had a horse in her house.
Are there any
Let's wait till we
prepositions?
hear
Are
it.
there any prepositions in this sentence?
Look, don't judge it beforehand. You see, I'm
Okay.
turning over a new leaf. I think this is a great idea. I think Carl's a genius, and I look forward to hearing this enormously.
Yeah, okay, and I won't be sick on your leg, or squeeze your head, or make you jump when you're making a cup of tea. What have we got then? That's that.
Right.
That's the silliest side now. Let's get on with the proper show.
Right, songs of Phrase.
Yeah, should we do that?
On to the classy stuff.
Yeah. Do you want to do the prizes first?
Right, now then, where are they? Here they are. I haven't seen these, but I'm excited as ever. Alright, we have a t-shirt there, arbitrary t-shirt that you have probably stolen off of someone. What does it say? Is it the Red Hot Chili Peppers? So
that's
we found
all right.
that, that's not too bad, there's a big t-shirt there. On DVD, this, should you be giving this away? This looks like it's the film Don't Say a Word.
Yeah.
And it's, it doesn't have all the proper packaging, it's literally the disc, the DVD disc, just loose. So enjoy that. The current album from Oasis, Heathen Chemistry, DVD, on DVD, The Life of Mammals, the complete series, the David Attenborough recent DVD, that. Walking with Cavemen, which I think is a DVD sort of currently on TV, isn't it? And,
Well, there you go.
and
Not
also
bad.
the X-List, which is a good new compilation, double CD compilation from XFM with loads of stuff on there, including Nerd, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Athlete, all sorts.
Go on then, Carl.
So not bad, actually, simple
Nice
stuff.
one. Well done.
Right, so, yeah, it's a phrase that's been said at some point, or said a lot on the show. We've had, like, Airy Chinese Kid. We went back to, my mum had wind for 5 minutes and that. Today we're looking at, my neighbour had a horse in a house. Right?
Yep.
If you remember, we were talking about that probably about a year and a half ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Right.
of course people remember. They've been talking about it ever since, Carl, I imagine.
Yeah.
Well, it's famous. It's a world famous phrase. My neighbour had a horse in her house.
Right, so this is this week's Songs of Phrase, and what I've done is I've got songs with those words in that make up that sentence.
Yeah.
You got to email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. There's 6 different songs, right? You email in with what?
I don't
what
know.
we
There
doing?
is 6. Me neighbour had horse in house. Is it really that sentence?
My neighbour had a horse in her house. It does work. Honestly, it works.
Yeah. Okay. Don't bother explaining it.
Are you
Just
ready?
play it.
Right,
Yeah.
so here's the. Here it is.
We're just going to do it. Head horse in a house.
Right.
What in God's
hang on,
name was that?
Yeah. Name the 6 songs.
Head horse in a house.
Huh?
Are we naming the artists or the songs?
Either.
Artists.
Anyone who
okay.
gets anything can get a prize.
What's
jeez.
more, Carl?
Artists. Here we go.
Head horse in a house. That's tricky, Carl. That's very hard. Once more. Head horse in a house.
Email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. I'll give it.
Another
give it one.
letdown.
Give it
Another
one more.
letdown.
It's brilliant. This.
No,
How can you just say that after I've just been stuffing grapes in my face and that?
Well, you failed. You didn't get one burger in, right? Even when you tried to chop it up. There's 3, right? So that's it. Steve, out of the goodness of his heart, went to McDonald's. Okay, I got some grapes. At 62.
That's got nothing to do with this, though. This is my game show here. Bob Holness didn't say, yeah, Blockbusters is good, but I never see him eating grapes. So this is a different thing. Forget that. Right? Here's the clips again. Here's the clips.
Oh, you know I said I was going to turn over a new leaf and not criticise your ideas? I think it's the end of this one, mate.
Oh, he's done it again.
It's atrocious. Ricky.Gervais at xfm.co.uk if you've got any idea. We should give the prizes away.
Yeah, well, this has been dreadful. This thing. We started off well with him trying to force burgers in his mouth, and then he's come up with this tat. I mean, this is the end of this because it's. I mean, it was shoddy to start with, and I let it do a couple. Well, this is not only.
I'm just saying. This is what I was saying in the pub yesterday when you tried to be sick on my leg. I was saying, come up with new ideas if you don't like them, but you diss them on air.
Well, it's just disappointing, isn't it? And right. What's that?
I was disappointed when I was choking before.
We were disappointed as well.
Yeah, you didn't try. You didn't try with the grapes. You were just like chewing on that. You meant to just throw them in and swallow them.
Song's a phrase. It was 6 songs. It sounded like this.
Boring. Right, what are they? Just give you
6
answers.
songs there. We had Lionel Richie, My Destiny, for my.
Tricky.
Neighbour.
Oh, that's XFM. Ooh.
My Neighbour was
Space.
Neighbourhood. Had Harry Connick Jr. Had to be you.
Yeah.
Right. It had your neighbour had a horse.
America, yeah.
It had a horse.
In
was Lisa Stansfield with
pathetic.
In All the Right Places.
Oh, pathetic. Did anyone get that?
And
No one got that.
Animals.
So that was pointless.
Alright, well, the most anyone got was 3, and we're going to give it to Deborah, and that's possibly Deborah and Kate. They got at least 3 of those, so well done.
Okay, well done. Yeah, there's prizes on the way. That's the end of that. Badly Drawn Boy. Something to talk about on XFM 104.9. You're listening to Ricky Gervais.
Well, then Steve Mitchell.
Well, let's just get on with we've already had a complaint.
Yeah.
Someone saying, your TV show's so good, why is your radio show so hard work, you useless fat...
Yeah.
Something like that. You can't please everyone, Carl. It's like Lowry. Some people like Lowry. Some people like that fellow who did the dark painting for me.
Talking of emails, there was some guy, he hasn't mentioned his name, or maybe his name's Steve, but he said that he was checking out the Office DVDs. DVD's going on sale, isn't it, soon? I think the video and the DVD of The Office are going on sale soon. But he was checking it out on Amazon, and he said that, it says on there, and I did check it, double check it, that it includes some special frottage. Or special frottage.
Oh,
is that
frottage.
How it's correctly pronounced?
Is that mutual doing it to each other?
I think it's sexual.
Or is it the rubbing up against each other?
Yeah.
It's one of those, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
is that what it is? It's where you rub up against people?
I don't know, it's something like that, yeah.
But so there's some special frottage on there.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
I think they mean footage.
I'm imagining so.
If you're buying it for frottage, you are going to be
disappointed.
Yeah. We're gonna. That first hour then was about eating too much, wasn't it? I think we can.
That's essentially what we talked about. Yeah.
That is probably. You know, I read something interesting. You know, they've banned. I used to get the Guinness Book of Records every year from about the age of 10 onwards, and I went to the section like the biggest, fattest, all that, right? And there used to be gluttony records, and it was like these ridiculously looking Texans, and how many hamburgers they can eat, and of course they would. It's just so dangerous. They've put it down to how many hamburgers you can eat in a minute now.
Yeah.
And so they've brought it down to things like 17. You know, they still burst their stomach glass ball. But I remember I was watching the Big Brother when they had to break that record. Like eating sweet corn and balancing. I was thinking, who wants to beat that record?
Yeah.
Most of the records in the Guinness Book of Records exist because no one wants to contest them. There's one in there, a bloke there, David's pitch taken with a milk bottle on his head, and it's the record for having a milk bottle on his head.
Yeah.
And it's like 4 days, I want to go, no one wants to beat that record. And there was one in there, this is amazing, this is absolutely true, right? Last year's Guinness Book of Records, it says, in Thailand in 1980, some sort of temple or ceremony, these incense burners fell over and I think crushed people or burnt people to death. 7 people died, and it's under the heading "Worst joss stick disaster ever." Do you reckon they're going to try and beat that one?
Oh God!
There's a guy up north, right, who's he's in the Guinness Book of Records for being able to put a car, a little Mini,
Up his arse.
on his head, right? And you think, oh, that's good, but without the engine in.
I know the fact that he puts this thing that still weighs like 50 stones on his head, and you're going boo.
Yeah.
What do you mean he puts the Mini on his head?
He wears a little cap with a little bit of sponge on.
They all do up there.
And he picks up this Mini.
Yeah, go on.
And it takes like 2 blokes to put it on his head, and then he walks around for about 10 seconds showing off. But it doesn't have the engine in it. So I mean, if you're gonna do it,
Yeah. Go the whole hog is what you're saying.
See, the reason I think he didn't do it with the engine in is because he couldn't, Carl.
we'll do a motorbike or something.
My mate went to see what's that circus that came to London? And that was in the Camden, and it's sort of like really weird sort of gothic thing.
Oh, right, yes, I
And
remember.
there's he said at one point, this nude woman got into a jar. He went, but it was a big jar. He said it was a jar big enough for a woman.
Yeah.
People want to go, boo!
Yeah.
But, get into a jam jar,
Exactly.
and, I'll be applauding. But it's a big jar.
That's a jar shaped like you.
I will get into a wardrobe. What, that big wardrobe? Yeah, I can get into that. No, I will get into the wardrobe.
I remember, I told you about this before, Rick. I was devastated I think it was a couple of years ago, when I read about that guy that won the world record for staying underground the longest. Right? What happened, right? He got in this box, and he was buried like 10 feet underground.
It was in a pub car park in Mansfield.
Yeah, and the only way he could
Nottingham.
communicate was through this tube that they had that went up to the surface, and he could talk to people, and I assume that was how he got oxygen. And it said that while he was down there, right, he began and ended a relationship with a woman.
She
was a passerby, she chatted to him, they started this relationship, and they ended it, right? Now, my point was, right, obviously, my luck with the ladies is not triumphant, and, I haven't got a girlfriend or whatever.
You're
and
not Don Juan.
Well, exactly, Rick. And what I'm saying is, when you read that there's a man 10 feet underground pulling women through a tube...
Yeah.
You've got to sit yourself down and ask yourself some very serious questions.
Yeah.
I was a little bit, as you can imagine, a little bit upset
From
by that.
the Midlands?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little bit devastated.
Oh, dear.
Really upset me.
Do you what is your method now of do you still throw little rocks at them and go, over here?
Yeah, there was a kid I remember at our school, Mark Johnson, when we were like 10 or something, and we were talking about Guinness Book of Records, and Mark Johnson went, yeah, I'm in the Guinness Book of Records. I thought, I'm intrigued. You're a 10-year-old. I said, go on. He went, no, does this qualify? He claimed that he was in America once, and he went to see, a baseball game, and supposedly that game was the world record for the number of people in an audience for a baseball game. It was like some massive stadium, and this was the most people ever.
I'll tell you what it doesn't count.
And he claims he was there.
I don't reckon it was listed.
Well,
I don't reckon Mark Johnson got his name on that list.
Exactly.
Ross McWhirter would be going, but that's the whole book.
But I think I remember him looking it up and going, there it is, I was there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Does that count? I mean,
no, I don't.
I've done a similar thing. There was an ice hockey game in Manchester.
Sure.
And they filled it. It was the arena.
Yeah.
They had an ice hockey game, and I was part of it, but I wouldn't go around bragging.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Now you've brought it up, I'm telling you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, but you're not going to boast about it.
Nah.
You're not going to get a t-shirt made.
What's the best thing you've ever done?
I don't know.
Come on. What's the best thing you've ever done that we will go, did you really do that, Carl?
You see, it's weird, because I've been thinking about this quite a bit.
Of course you have.
Because I'm 30 on Monday.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're just going to try and get presents, aren't you, from the listener?
No. But
I say listener.
Yeah.
But I kind of was thinking, have I had a good 30 years?
What do you think?
I don't know.
Carl, is this going to get a bit melancholy now?
Yeah.
Because we've been having a few laughs at the expense of fat people. I'm not sure we want you to bring it down now.
No. We've
just
been having a jolly laugh about people who are morbidly obese.
It's always when my girlfriend's working away, I always think about odd things.
Do you?
Odd times.
Doesn't she leave you shiny things or videos in so you don't get too depressed and you can...
Well, last night when I sent you that text. That was...
Right.
Right, let's play a record. This sounds intriguing, because I'm worried
it is
that Carl's a
intriguing.
bit...
It's incredible. Right, play a record. Right, wait for this text that Carl sent me.
Is it him?
Oh, all Along the Watchtower there by Jimi Hendrix.
Beautiful. Can I just say straight away, Rick, before you carry on, we've had some people emailing in about the origins of sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
But they've sort of cut and pasted a huge ream of information from the web. Thanks very much, but we need bullet points, or not. Don't bother. You're wasting our time, frankly, with any too many sentences, proper grammar. We're talking about Ricky Gervais here.
Yeah.
So
not that I'd read the bullet points either. You'd read them to
exactly,
me.
But your concentration would lapse so quickly that it just needs to be keywords. You know, arse, sumo, things like that.
Yes, arse wipe.
Yes, arse wipe sumo, correct.
Yeah, or maybe even a picture of someone wiping an arse with a tick next to it. If you could get words out.
If you could send through the origins of sumo wrestling in sort of diagram or sketch form, or in a kind of comic book, or one of those flick books. You just maybe draw a quick flick book, send that in.
But thank you very much.
Thanks for thinking of us.
I woke up this morning,
feeling fine.
It's not a blues song, and I turned my phone on, and it was from Karl, and it went, "Forget it, I've made my mind up." And I thought,
wow,
what is that? And I
forget it, I've made my mind.
I went, "Karl, what is it?" He went, "Oh no, it's about the text I sent you last night." I went, "Well, what was it? I just got this text." He went, I was just wondering, I was thinking last night. He said, "Supposing you had to have your hands removed."
Sure.
Right? And the doctor said, "Well, you can either have them stay like that with stumps, or I can sew feet there. What would you have?" And I was bleary-eyed, and I went, "The stumps." He went, "Yeah." I went, "All right." He went, "Yeah."
And then what was his follow-up text to that?
And then I got the text. It was obviously before it, and it went, and it was like quite serious. What would you do if surgeon not doing your hands? Would you have stumps or the feet? Right now, the way when I said he's made his mind up, and I went the stumps, he went, "Yeah." I think secretly he decided on the feet, but was too embarrassed to tell me.
There's a little bit of what would you do? Because
But why did you think of this? Why did you think of this?
Girlfriend's away, right?
Yeah, no, that's not why you start thinking bizarre surgery devices.
Right? I'll let you into my little mind, right? Last night, I had some beans on toast, right? She was away.
It's good already.
She was away, so you had some beans on toast. She went wild.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I was stood up. I live on on a high street, right? So I'm washing up. I'm looking out the window. First thing that had my attention is I can look into other people's flats, right?
Yeah.
And it was weird how all these different lives were going on. I was watching them, and everybody had the telly on and was watching Volcano, right? Which was on last night.
Right.
And I thought, oh, that's weird, right? I can see them all watching it. And it was like a little Chinese lad who was dancing around in some underpants.
Yeah.
And then there's a little old woman who lives downstairs who was reading a book, and she's always reading a book every night, and it's like, I have a better life than her. And then there's like some sort of bouncer who's always getting ready to go out late at night with all the black on. He looks like a bouncer. So I was watching all this life going on. I thought,
did you witness a murder while you were doing this?
Yeah.
It was like that sort of Sliver film where that bloke had loads of tellies watching people's lives. So that was going on in my mind. And then I was washing up, and I picked up the plate, and I thought, oh, it's amazing, isn't it? The human body, the way you can just sort of, I want to pick that up, and you do.
Yes.
And the way your hands work, right?
Yeah.
You've got 5 little digits, but it's just the right amount to do what you've got to do, right? So I'm cleaning the plate.
Sorry, Karl, stop. It's just the right amount. Might be one of the most genius things I've ever heard said. I would love David Attenborough to phone you up and say, "Karl, how do I word this about the evolution of the mammalian front limb?" Just go, we'll just say it's the right amount.
But it is. One extra would get in the way.
Yeah.
And one less would just make it that little bit more tricky when picking up a bit of a slippery dish.
Sure, or buying gloves. Yeah.
A slippery dish.
So then I was thinking, imagine like going to the doctors and they're saying, yeah, everything's all right, your heart's good and everything, but
your heart's good. What, your Larry's or
your heart, you're in good form and whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good news. I had Jono in earlier. He's not looking good.
Yeah. I had Fats Waller.
But you're all right. But your hands need to come off.
Right. Blimey. That's bad. Like, I'd get a second opinion initially.
But I better good news, I've got a nice pair of feet I can sort you out with.
Yeah.
And he puts them on, and then I was thinking, right, first of all, washing up, what would that be like? I thought,
Steve,
that'd be tricky.
Right. Yeah.
And then the second thing was, it'd probably ruin the sort of the shape of your jumper.
Because you have to keep putting the feet through there. Yeah.
And then I thought, but I could still cycle in
Okay.
to work.
You could run in.
Well, that's the thing.
You'd be really
Yeah.
fast.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I thought I could still cycle because I could balance, and then I thought, but the only thing is I probably couldn't pull the brakes. Because of the little short things.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like you, I thought, but then again, you're running in half the time. So that's what was going on in last night.
Right.
That's what I was thinking about.
Did you
How
ever...
long did this take?
Well, how long does it take to wash up?
Right, because I imagine you just being there for, like, all night.
Probably 25 minutes.
How long did the little Chinese fella dance for in his pants?
He's always doing it. Last night he was at it for like 10 minutes.
Just, yeah.
And his girlfriend never sits in the same room as him. She's always sat in the bedroom.
She's going, you dance in pants again, I go in next
Yeah.
door.
Well, she was in the bedroom. She's always in the bedroom, sat on the floor, on the mobile phone.
Right.
All
Really?
the time, yeah. It's weird how people's lives are just like, it is like that Groundhog Day thing. It's like, you know, he's jumping about in his underpants. The old woman's sat there reading a book.
Yeah.
And that's what got me thinking about my life.
Do you think she ever
Are
goes...
you sure she's not dead? Every time you look down there, she's just flicking through it. She's just reading this book. The pages never turn. She never seems to finish it. She never moves from her chair.
Are you sure the Chinese
Her
girl's
cats
going...
are dead around her.
I'm going into next door again. That little
Yeah.
round-headed
The
fella's
smell.
looking in. He's looking in at me. The bouncer goes, "Don't worry, love, I'll go and beat him
That's-
up." But he's
that's
always
true.
getting ready.
That's true, they're
They
probably...
see you staring at and washing up, going, "I could have feet here," and they get
Yeah.
scared. The old woman's dead. Oh,
Carl,
dear.
can you tell us roughly which neighbourhood you live in, so that we know?
It's central,
Central, is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, imagine if that little... Was he a Chinese fella, did you say?
Yeah.
Imagine if he was listening now. I'd love him to call in and explain his actions.
Well, he might be on some other radio station talking about a lad who's always washing up and looking at his hands in a mysterious way.
Yeah.
But do we know this doctor that would go, "Well, all right, Carl, you can either leave them as stumps, or I've got a little pair of feet." Why? I mean, I told Jane this, and Jane went, "Is that the only choice? You could say, could I have some dead man's hands? Have you got any? Where do you get the feet from? Where do you get the feet from? Can I have? What would you rather have then? Human feet or monkey paws?"
Well, I mean, that wasn't an option last night. That if the doctors said...
No, it
this
wasn't
is-
an option last night, but don't forget, it's in your head, Carl. This didn't happen.
No, but I'm just saying, at the time, that's all the doctor had to offer.
But you know, it's your head, you can go anywhere. No, it wasn't a real doctor to offer. It's in your head, you can go anywhere. You're not trapped.
Yeah, but if you can do anything, then you'd say, we'll sort us out some other hands.
Fair point. Let's play a record.
We gotta come back to this.
What I've found is, found out, like, a lot of monkeys' names. Like, that's how I found out about Oliver.
Yeah.
What do you mean you found out a lot of monkeys' names?
Well, there's a lot of monkeys out there, and you think they're just called Monkey and what have you, but they're all given names, right? So this one that I found about, bit of a weird name anyway, it's actually called Crap, its name, right? And...
So, they're not born with those names. It's not like their parents give them those names. You know, they're just chimps. Yeah.
Well, this one, right? And,
It's called Crap.
yeah, I know. Right, but do you know what it's famous for?
What crap?
Yeah.
No.
Go on.
Is it involved with this show?
It's, the first monkey to have its name tattooed on its head.
Yeah, again, I will say not by choice. There is no way that a chimp would go down to Camden Lock and go, "Are you a registered tattooist?" "I am, yes." "Yeah, it's the cleanest, yeah." Go, "Okay,
Can I have a look through your book?
Can I have a look through your book? I'm looking for something quite gothic, but, I'd like, you know, what's your name?" "Crap. Oh, I'm not sure I can do that because you're not drunk, are you?" "I haven't had a drink. I haven't had a drink. I've had some umbongo, and that's all." But no. What are you talking about? The first monkey to have its name tattooed on its head? What are you talking about,
There's got to
Carl?
be more information. Don't tell me you're leaving it there. There's got to be more information.
That was it, and then I read it thinking, well, that's weird, because that means there's loads of monkeys with tattoos on their head, if that's the first one.
No, it could be still the only one.
First and only.
Yeah, but would they report that?
What do you mean, would they report it? This isn't the Washington Post you're reading. This is mentalists who do websites about themselves every day.
What? There's got to be a third
Why is
act
that
to that
news?
story.
Why is that news? How did you come across that?
Well, you
Chestnut monkey with tattoo head, I mean, what are you talking about?
But why did it have its name tattooed on its head?
No, it didn't say that. I mean, yeah, I know, it's mad. But it didn't say why.
Was that enough for you, though? Did you feel satisfied having read that? Did you not have other questions?
There's no way that is in the Guinness Book of Records. There's no way that is cited in the Guinness Book of Records.
I just read it as like, what a weird name for a monkey. And then, ooh, you won't have that on your head.
What would be a good name for a monkey?
I don't know, anything but that, really.
Yeah.
Dave.
Ted. But, what do you think of that, then?
Well, I don't know what to think about it, because I don't know what you're telling me. I don't know that that's news, I don't know that it's true. I mean, I don't know where to start with that. Is that all you found? You found something about a monkey?
I'll tell you, right, when I was searching for stuff on monkeys, right?
Yeah.
I was searching around, like I always do, finding information, right?
Yeah.
And, found out, are you aware of the Iceman?
The Iceman?
Yeah.
Go on.
Right, and to me the monkey thing was more...
What's the Iceman? Oh, the man that was found in the ice.
So you're aware
a
of
Neanderthal man.
Right, yeah. Ricky, do you know
Not a
about
monkey,
the Iceman? No, I know, but I just was looking at, like, info.
Right.
The 5,000-year-old fella who was preserved in a glacier. That one.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you find that more fascinating than the monkey?
Well, I know that it's true.
Yeah, it's true, but do you find it more fascinating?
Well, simply because it's true, I find it more fascinating. I can't act on some... if someone... anything that's true is more fascinating.
But, you see, what I get from the monkey thing, you go, oh, I wonder if it was happy about that, and...
But you accept it straight away, you accept that is true and interesting, and I don't know what that is. I mean, to me it sounds like a bit of cruelty towards animals.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if that's true, it's disgusting to tattoo a monkey's head. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't do it. If a monkey, if they reported that a monkey went in and got a tattoo and chose it itself and then was riding a Harley Davidson down Camden, I'd go, that is incredible, but I'd really want to see it on the news, and it mustn't be anywhere near the 1st of April. You know what I mean?
I think you've just blown next week's.